Good morning, afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I want to start with a striking statistic. Over 40% of internet users regularly visit pornographic websites. This staggering number highlights the prevalence of pornography in our digital age, making it more accessible than ever, especially to young people. Today, we're going to explore the multifaceted impact of internet pornography. We'll discuss how it shapes our perceptions of sex and relationships, the psychological effects it can have on individuals, and the ethical considerations surrounding its consumption. But more importantly, we'll also talk about healthier approaches to understanding intimacy and sexuality in a world saturated with explicit content. By the end of this presentation, I hope to encourage an open dialogue about these critical issues and empower you to think critically about the role of pornography in our lives. So let's dive into your topic. To understand the impact of pornography on our society, it's essential to first grasp its prevalence. According to recent studies, approximately 40% of adults report visiting pornographic websites regularly, with the majority of users being between the ages of 18 and 29. This demographic is particularly significant, as it encompasses many college students who are navigating their first experiences with relationships and intimacy. What is even more concerning is the accessibility of pornography. With the rise of smartphones and tablets, explicit content is just a few clicks away. Research indicates that 70% of young adults access pornography on their mobile devices, and many report starting to view porn at a surprisingly young age, some as early as 11 or 12 years old. This early exposure can shape their understanding of sex and relationships in ways that may be harmful. Moreover, the genre of pornography is increasingly diverse, with various niches catering to countless preferences. This specialization can create unrealistic expectations about sexual performance and physical appearance, impacting viewers' self-esteem and body image. Let's not forget the role of social media. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok often blur the lines between sexual expression and explicit content. As influencers and celebrities post suggestive images and videos, they contribute to a culture that normalizes the consumption of sexualized content, further embedding it into our daily lives. Now that we've established the prevalence of pornography, let's delve into its effects on individuals and their relationships. Research indicates that regular consumption of pornography can lead to several psychological challenges. For many, it can become a source of anxiety and depression. Studies show that individuals who frequently consume porn may develop unrealistic expectations about sex and intimacy, leading to dissatisfaction in their real-life relationships. One major concern is the phenomenon of porn-induced sexual dysfunction. Some reports suggest that excessive pornography use can result in performance anxiety and difficulties achieving sexual arousal with real partners. This can create a vicious cycle where individuals turn back to pornography as a way to alleviate their anxiety, further distancing themselves from genuine intimacy. In terms of relationships, pornography can significantly impact communication and trust between partners. For instance, if one partner consumes porn regularly and the other is unaware, it can lead to feelings of betrayal or inadequacy. This disparity can foster resentment and misunderstandings, eroding the foundation of intimacy that is crucial for healthy relationships. Moreover, the consumption of pornography can shape an individual's perception of what constitutes a normal sexual experience. This can lead to unrealistic standards for both themselves and their partners. For example, they might expect their partner to look or act like performers in pornography, which can create pressure and strain within the relationship. Finally, it's important to acknowledge the potential for addiction. Just like any other compulsive behavior, excessive pornography use can interfere with daily life, responsibilities, and relationships. Individuals may find themselves prioritizing porn consumption over meaningful connections with their partners or neglecting their emotional needs. Now that we've explored the individual and relational effects of pornography, let's shift our focus to its broader cultural and social implications. Pornography is not just a personal issue. It reflects and shapes societal values, norms, and attitudes toward sex and relationships. First, one of the most significant cultural implications is the normalization of sexual objectification. As pornography becomes increasingly mainstream, it influences how we perceive and portray sexuality in media and everyday life. This normalization can lead to a culture where objectifying others is accepted or even expected, impacting how individuals interact with one another in both casual and romantic contexts. Moreover, the portrayal of women and men in pornography often reinforces harmful stereotypes. Women are frequently depicted as submissive and passive, while men are portrayed as dominant and aggressive. These representations can perpetuate dangerous notions of masculinity and femininity, shaping societal expectations that can lead to issues like gender inequality and sexual violence. Additionally, the rise of pornography raises questions about consent and ethical consumption. With the advent of amateur porn and user-generated content, distinguishing between consensual and exploitative material becomes increasingly challenging. This ambiguity can desensitize viewers to issues of consent and lead to a culture where sexual boundaries are blurred. Furthermore, the accessibility of pornography has implications for education and discourse around sex. In many cultures, comprehensive sex education is lacking, leaving young people to turn to pornography as their primary source of information about sex. This can lead to misconceptions about sexual health, relationships, and consent, ultimately perpetuating cycles of misinformation. Finally, the stigma surrounding pornography consumption can also hinder open discussions about its implications. Many individuals feel shame or embarrassment when discussing their porn use, which can prevent them from seeking help for issues related to addiction or unhealthy relationships with sex. As we navigate the complex landscape of pornography and its effects, it's crucial to explore healthy approaches and alternatives that promote a more positive relationship with sexuality and intimacy. First and foremost, education plays a vital role. Comprehensive sex education that includes discussions about consent, healthy relationships, and realistic expectations around sex can empower individuals to make informed choices. This education should promote understanding of both the physical and emotional aspects of sexuality, helping to counteract the often unrealistic portrayals found in pornography. Another key approach is fostering open communication about sexual desires and boundaries within relationships. Couples can benefit from having honest conversations about their needs, preferences, and any concerns they may have regarding pornography. This dialogue can help build trust and intimacy, allowing partners to explore their sexuality together in a safe and supportive environment. Mindfulness practices can also serve as effective alternatives to pornography. Engaging in mindfulness can help individuals become more aware of their feelings and impulses, allowing them to confront and understand their sexual desires without relying on external stimuli. Techniques such as meditation or deep breathing can enhance self-awareness and help individuals reconnect with their bodies in a non-objectifying way. For those who may find themselves struggling with compulsive pornography use, seeking professional help can be a crucial step. Therapists or counselors who specialize in sexual health can provide support and strategies for overcoming unhealthy habits. Support groups can also offer a safe space for individuals to share their experiences and learn from others who are navigating similar challenges. Additionally, exploring alternative forms of intimacy can enrich sexual experiences without the need for pornography. Engaging in activities such as date nights, physical touch, or exploring fantasies together can enhance connection and intimacy in a more fulfilling way. Couples might also consider resources like erotic literature or educational workshops that focus on enhancing sexual relationships without the potential pitfalls of explicit imagery.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that is both pervasive and often avoided: pornography on the internet. I want you to think critically about how this subject intersects with our lives, our beliefs, and our society as a whole. Let's start with the question. How many of you believe that pornography can impact the way we view relationships and intimacy? Raise your hands if you think it does.
In conclusion, the impact of pornography on individuals and relationships is a multifaceted issue that warrants thoughtful consideration. While it can shape personal attitudes and relational dynamics, leading to potential challenges like unrealistic expectations and emotional distance, It's essential to recognize that there are healthier approaches and alternatives available. By prioritizing comprehensive sex education, fostering open communication, and embracing mindfulness practices, we can cultivate a more informed and compassionate understanding of sexuality. Seeking professional support and exploring alternative forms of intimacy can further enrich our connections, enabling us to navigate this complex landscape with awareness and intention. Ultimately, the goal is to promote healthier attitudes towards sex and intimacy, empowering individuals and couples to build fulfilling, authentic relationships. As we move forward, let's continue to engage in open dialogue and support one another in creating a culture that values genuine connection and respect over superficial portrayals.